Yeah, this is me. And you're probably wondering how I got into this situation. The Erewhon Circuit is getting faster. And with speed comes the very real risk of sending your cars into orbit. So over the next few episodes, we're going to build defensive solutions for every situation that puts your cars, your circuit, and your spectators at risk. This is track defense. Building a racetrack is easy. Building a safe racetrack is a completely different story. As the Erewhon Circuit gets faster, the consequences start getting bigger. This is a Guillotine chicane. And it's a perfect example because if a car loses control through here, yeah, that. So today, we are building the first proper line of defense for the Erewhon Circuit. Real Armco Barriers, built specifically to contain impacts through one of the most dangerous sections of the track. Or at the very least, reduce the chances of financially devastating airborne events. So for the Armco rails, I'll be using aluminium flashing, normally used for roofing. It's cheap, easy to find at your local hardware store, and most importantly, it's soft enough to shape. And honestly, once corrugated, it looks almost identical to real Armco barrier rails. For the posts, I'm using 5mm square dowels. You can get these pretty much anywhere. Amazon, craft stores, hobby shops, you name it. If you got trouble finding any of these materials, I included some links in the description. But before we can build the barriers, we need to make a tool. This is literally just two pieces of timber with thick skewer sticks superglued on them. The skewers are 4mm thick with 5mm spacing between them, so they interlock while still having room for the aluminium. By applying pressure here, we force the aluminium into corrugated shape, which is exactly what we want for realistic Armco rails. Now there are definitely other ways to do this. 3D printed rollers, screws and washers, pushing, rolling and pulling methods. I tried all of them. They work. But this method gave me the cleanest and most consistent result by far. Which was surprising considering this thing looks more like a medieval kitchen equipment. So now that the tool is done, let's see if this thing actually works. To make the rails, start by cutting a piece of aluminium roughly the size of the tool. The key to getting consistent result is shaping one wave at a time. And if you are wondering why not do it all at once, because every time the aluminium bends, the material stretches slightly, and we want the movement to come from the flat section, not from the waves we already formed. So once it's lined up, place the top half on, clamp it together, and let the pressure do the work. You can actually see the skewers forcing the sheet into shape. With the first wave done, shift the sheet down and repeat the process. Keep going until you got 4 clean corrugations. Now, like making pancakes, the first one is usually a throwaway. Cut it off and make another one, because the chances of it being perfectly aligned are basically zero. So don't try to save it. That path leads directly to emotional damage. Okay, at this point you've got two options. You can leave it as a double height Armco rail or split it into single rails like I'm doing here. To cut them, just score along the fault with a blade, then bend the aluminium until it separates. Then repeat the process until you have enough sections for the barrier. Now before installing them, we need to refine the shape a little. Using the top half almost like a press brake, we can smooth and fold those sharp edges into shape. Make sure you do both sides evenly, otherwise the rail will start curving. After that, a quick pass with a wire brush removes the factory shine. And the sandpaper flap helps soften the sharp edges and blend everything together. And that right there looks like a proper Armco barrier. Tiny, but legally intimidating. Now that the rails are done, we can move on to the posts. First, a coat of silver paint to match the aluminium rails. It's easier to do it now than once they are cut in small pieces. I'm not going to give exact measurements here because your sizing will depend entirely on your rail dimensions, mounting method, and preferred height. But the general rule here is you want the rails sitting around the middle height of an average car, while keeping the posts low enough that they don't interfere with wings or bodywork during impacts. In my case, I'll be using two single rails mounted directly onto the track with nails. So the posts only need to be slightly shorter than the combined height of both rails. But for the retaining wall at the exit of the guillotine, the posts need to be longer, because they'll mount from the side and on the wall instead. Once all the posts are cut, I'm using a 1.5mm drill bit to pre-drill holes to the base. Now back on the tool, you notice I added this little brackets using leftover dowels. These hold the posts in position while assembling the barrier sections. They are spaced 16mm apart, which means I don't need to measure and mark every single rail. I'm intentionally avoiding the ends here, because those exposed rail sections will help connect multiple barriers together to make one continuous one. Once the posts are in place, add a tiny drop of super glue. Then position the rail on top. After that, a pre-drill through the rail and another small drop of glue. And secure everything using shortened flat head nails. Keep it there structurally and emotionally. Remember to not throw away the cut-offs of the nails, as we will be needing them later. You'll see why. With the first rail on, we repeat the exact same process for the second above it. And just like that, we got a fully assembled Armco barrier system ready to install onto our track. At this point, we're basically running a tiny FIA-approved fabrication facility. Now the barriers already look great, but they still look too clean. So to weather them, I'm making a really simple black wash using heavily diluted acrylic paint. About 2 parts water to 1 part paint. Then, using quick vertical strokes from top to bottom, we can imitate rain marks, scrim and dirt running down the barriers over time. And because the aluminium already has texture from the corrugation, the wash naturally settles into all the right places. If you overdo it anywhere, just use a bit of paper towel to pull the excess back off. Unless, of course, you accidentally make it look better, in which case, pretend it was intentional. And once the weathering is done, a quick coat of matte varnish seals everything in and removes the remaining shine. And with that, the Armco section are ready to be installed onto our track. Now, before we start drilling like Bruce Willis in space, We need to take measurements and connect enough rail pieces together to cover the sections we want. If you need to cut a piece, use a Dremel to avoid misshaping the rails. To connect multiple sections together, I'm using additional posts between the rails using the exact same glue and nail method as before. Also, make sure the barriers overlap in the direction of the traffic, so the cars slide along the barrier instead of catching the edge and ripping the whole damn thing apart, which is generally considered bad for motorsport safety. For this section of the track, I'm using the pieces I made with a long post. They will be mounted on the side of the bridge, so before we do that we need to pre-drill where the nail will go. Then it's just a matter of hammering them into place. Next, we're going to crank up the difficulty level. Time to do the chicane. Like before, I used my wife's measuring tape and made some very complicated math to figure out how many rail pieces I need, and went ahead and made one continuous rail section. With a straight piece in hand, I first position it roughly where I want it and gently bent it into shape using skewers so the rails curve naturally without folding. The idea is to create smooth tensions through the barrier, not sharp bends. Be patient using this method and try doing one part at a time. This will give you more control and a better end result than trying to do it in one go. Once I'm happy with the alignment, I mark the position of each post and drill the mounting holes into the track table. To mount the rails in place, I'll be using small nails with the heads cut off. Remember when I said not to throw them away? Slot the nails directly into the pre-drill hole on the bottom of the post, add a small drop of glue and install the barrier section. And finally, I curve the edges of the barriers. This helps guide impacts away instead of letting cars catch. Then, it's just a matter of repeating the process for all the different parts of the track that will benefit from an Armco barrier. So, roll up your sleeve and get to work. And just like that, the Guillotine finally has his first proper line of defense. What started as an empty corner now feels like a real piece of racing infrastructure. But more importantly, the Guillotine now actually feels dangerous. Not because cars can leave the track, but because now it looks like the circuit was built expecting them to. If you enjoy this build, there'll be more Now Track Defense series. Like and subscribe. Until next time, Crafty out.